very good morning to you guys. Hope you're doing well and you had a nice weekend. We've got the risk sentiment overview for Monday the 17th of October 2022. Very slight change on the 24-hour change. We are risk off at the big picture in so much that the retail guys are long at a 6.6 SSI. So for every one person selling, there's 6 people buying risk, so buying indices. VIX is above 30. And do note we had a trade of the day, but I just revoked it because I can't trust the pound right now. See what's happening that the retail guys have gone long, and yet they're getting paid on their pound. So that's naughty. That's not really what should happen. The price should punish them, but they're getting rewarded. So for that reason, and the fact that pound is incredibly volatile right now, we're not going to have a trade of the day today. We were going to put out something, and then 20 minutes later, I just realised how risky it could be. And so the pound can do its own thing. It's going to overlook retail sentiment probably because of the BOE thing that went on Friday. And got to be careful. So risk calc is off at the big picture. The 24-hour difference is very slight. VIX is above 30. And if you're going to trade the pound, be really careful. Maybe look at technicals. The sentiment might be a bit skewy. And yields pumped, so that's supporting a stronger USD. And we're risk off on the yield curve. You can see how you can see that curvature. So that's not healthy. It should be going up. It should be like ascending over time. This is time, and we should see an ascension of the yields. But we're going down, so that's not right. So pound yen and EJ, they made buys, but because we've got the BOJ intervening potentially today, they're going to impact your yen crosses. Oil is mixed, as you can see. Oil's moving a great deal it's chopping a lot on the sentiment, and not much change. You can see it on the risk on the indices, so it's very subtle. Not much changes at all. 0.18 for S&P, 0.03 for DAX. So not much shifting on indices, potentially EJ, GJ longs, but you want to be careful because of the BOJ. So maybe avoid those. Whether or not this is the turning point on dollar crosses, maybe it is. If we go risk on today, then yeah, it could be. That's what I just said in Discord. So we could be at the bottom here, but we need to be risk on. If we go risk off, then these are going to suffer because the dollar will appreciate. Aussie is the laggard and dollar yen is the leader. So how long that's going to last, I don't know. We are close to the stop loss clusters on UJ. It's worth noting. So we might be able to stop hunt, and then finally, we can exhaust those positions. Then we can fall potentially. We'll have to rinse those stops, because retail guys are really short, and so that we need to eliminate the apes out of the equation, and life would be a lot easier. We had a trade of the day, but we revoked it, and because of the pound, we can't trust the pound at all right now. So I think if tomorrow's trade of the day, if it involves the pound, we should probably avoid it as well. The only trouble is we have to use the average bubble logic because it has served us very, very well. So I do want to stick to this system that we've got, using the bubbles. But if the pound's, going to be over here and they're going to get paid, it's not going to mean success for the system. They have to go one particular way and then get punished. They can't get rewarded. If they do get rewarded, we'll suffer because we do the opposite of the crowd. Okay, so we've got to be careful. Be careful with the pound. No doubt it's probably pumping. See the pound CAD. So I think we're going to overshoot this supply, where technically we could be a good resistance, but we might overshoot it and then use that as a support bomb. So this is why we're out. Sentimentally, this is a valid short using the bubbles. Okay. So I think we're going to probably bounce. Sentimentally, it can fall. So fundamentally, it's very, very tricky. Especially the PM and the BOE. Right, so if you want to subscribe, there's the the tiers that you can join if you want to join: Patreon, Telegram, Discord. Um, so the S&P was sort of below the 21 moving average on the daily chart. So it's got that resistance. We tried to overcome it and then we shot back down, got slapped back down. The retail guys are going long. They went long on Friday. So, we saw them go long, so price falls. We saw them short, so price goes up, and it carries on forever. Price should punish the majority, unless of course it's pound, where it's going to do its own thing. Pound sterling, it's been very, very tricky. So they went long again. They shorted it here, so up we come. They went long, so down we came. So what's going to happen here? We're going to potentially make a buy scenario here, but they have to sell it. That's really important. They can't go long. If they do, then we'll fall. And DAX is just really, really, really choppy. It has been for for a while. So 6th of the 10th, yeah. So good 2 weeks of chop. Well, not 2 weeks. Nearly 2 weeks. So chop, 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 chop. They went long. Chop, chop, chop. They sold it there, up we come. Then they went long, so down we came. They sold it, so up we come. They went long, down we came. They went long. They got initially paid, I think. Anyway, so just a lot of chop. So be careful with DAX. Probably avoid it. Like I would probably avoid the pound as well today, and maybe even the rest of the week. So we went long on gold up here. So they're probably looking at this wick for a support, perhaps. So they went long. And so they got punished, and now they're selling it. So we could come up. Stop loss cluster update. No, dollar yen. Look at the stop loss clusters, how close they are. They're 20 pips between the one above and one below. So we're going to rinse stops above and below, and then maybe it'll be exhaustion. Maybe. Do note that it's a buy at the high level, and they have sold it. Maybe they're right in selling it because of the BOJ thing. So largest mover was EA at 11% shift, and the largest stop loss cluster is there, but that's probably going to get probed, and that's probably going to get probed. So there's just horrible conditions, punishment, and then the big boys, they get their stops and they're happy. So yeah, that's the liquidity targets there. So keep an eye on where to target. That's where the stops are. And that's where reversals can happen. So this is incredibly low, and it got lower after making this. After I just checked it after I published this little screenshot into Discord, it went to 30%. So they're really, really, really getting paid today. Don't enter if it's this low, because you might as well just go to a casino. You might as well put your money on red, and you'll get better odds on a roulette table. So the pound is currently rewarding them. See, they went long. They're shifting. They went long on their bias, and they got paid. Okay, and likewise they went long on Swiss, and they got paid. So that's how you work. That's how you understand that. So with 36 pips last week, we didn't have a trader day Monday, Thursday, Friday, and it might even be similar this week because it's not ideal conditions. We don't really want to be trading in this extreme volatility as well. Pound is moving like 200 pips a day on some crosses, if not more. So that's that. So hopefully you forgive, you understand why we don't have a trader day today, but just too risky, I think. Back to technically stretched, which is boring, and that's that. So there's the dollar being strong and everything else being weak. So it's really boring. So that's that. It'd be ideal if we actually moved away technically, and then we can, maybe enter here. Maybe we might want to get a nice risk reward on the EU. But if it's technically strong sell, then it wouldn't be very wise to fight that. So light calendar, and then we've got RBA. So be careful. We've got Aussie exposure, and we've got some Zoo economic sentiment index. There's my cat going crazy. So that could be a big mover tomorrow. Well, not necessarily a huge mover, but it can probably move the euro. So nice quiet calendar, which is great. Trade safely, keep calm, and remember, you don't have to trade today. Remember, you can just monitor. I would just monitor this this. I think, yeah, we are going to overshoot. So it's telling us that retail guys are going to get paid, but which is fine, but slightly frustrating because we, as sentiment analysts and traders, we want the crowd to be getting punished. We don't want to be getting paid. So I'm going to do a video in Discord for the, for the private feed. And then I'm going to do a cut data video. And then I'm going to wrap up, and I'm going to see whether or not I'm going to be trading today. I might not. I don't really want to be trading when it's this volatile, ideally, but we'll see what happens. So be careful, and I'll speak to you soon.